The witch doctor's last prophecy. The scream started at midnight. It came from the earth itself, a deep, rumbling cry that woke the entire village. Ike sat up in his bed, his heart pounding. The sound was unlike anything he'd ever heard, half human, half beast, and it seemed to come from the old tree in the center of the village. Everyone knew the stories about that tree. It was where the first witch doctor, Ogoma, had been buried centuries ago. But the elders had always said Ogoma's spirit rested peacefully, so long as the village followed the old ways. No one dared to cut down the tree, hunt at certain times, or step foot near the tree at night. That night, something changed. The village gathered at dawn. Ike, barely 12, stood at the edge of the crowd as the current witch doctor, an old, frail man named Cebu, approached the tree. His face was pale, his usual confident voice shaky. "The earth has spoken," Cebu said. "Ogoma's spirit is restless. The prophecy, it's happening." People whispered nervously, glancing at one another. Most didn't know what prophecy he was talking about, but Ike did. He'd found it written on an old, tattered scroll hidden in Cebu's hut just days ago. The prophecy spoke of an ancient evil buried beneath the tree, a creature Ogoma had trapped long ago. It would awaken when the village forgot their traditions, when greed and pride took over. Ike hadn't told anyone about the scroll. He thought it was just another story. But now, hearing the screams, seeing Cebu's face, he wasn't so sure. That night, the village stayed awake, lighting fires and singing prayers. But the screams came again, louder this time, shaking the ground. By the third night, the fires didn't help. People began to disappear. First, the hunters. Then, a group of women fetching water. The villagers found no blood, no bodies, just footprints leading to the old tree. Ike couldn't sleep. His mother tried to keep him inside, but he felt drawn to the tree. Something in his chest told him he had to go. So, when the village was quiet, he slipped out. The air was thick, almost choking, as he approached the tree. The ground beneath it had cracked open slightly, revealing blackened roots and something else, bones. Human bones. He heard whispers, like voices carried on the wind, calling his name. Ike. He turned sharply. Standing by the tree was Cebu. But the old man looked wrong. His eyes were pure white, his skin stretched tightly over his bones. "You shouldn't have come," Cebu said, his voice low and hollow. "The evil is awake. And you are the reason." Ike froze. "What do you mean?" Cebu pointed at the tree. "You read the prophecy. You touched what was sacred. The moment you opened that scroll, you broke the seal. Ogoma's prison is no longer whole." The ground shook violently, and the crack widened. A hand, long, bony, with claws, reached out from the earth. Ike stumbled back as a figure began to rise. It was massive, its body covered in blackened skin, its eyes glowing red. "You brought this upon us," Cebu whispered, tears streaming down his face. The creature roared, and the tree burst into flames. Ike ran, his legs barely carrying him. Behind him, he heard the screams of his village as the creature began its destruction. By morning, the village was gone. Only Ike survived, left to wander, haunted by the screams and the knowledge that his curiosity had unleashed an ancient evil. The moral of this story is that curiosity can be dangerous if it leads us to disrespect traditions, boundaries, or sacred things. Some knowledge is meant to stay hidden for the greater good. Listening to wisdom from elders and honoring the past can protect us from harm we do not fully understand. Do well to like, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell for more stories. Thanks for watching.